Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of Sparkster. We have invaded a submarine. An actual submarine on the sea for once and not in the sky. Granted, it's a submarine with giant mechanized snake heads and wolves and lasers and shit. Now these pink lasers down below I think are one-hit kills if you touch them, so you want to be careful. You want to stay in those coves underneath. And the good thing is you don't have to duck when you're in those coves, you can just stand up and you'll be fine. Giant hallways with lasers shooting through them or giant missiles is a bit of a tired trope in gaming. It's still a cool trope though. Now I'm always curious, what is this laser even firing at? Where's the beam going? And if they're on the sea, what is it firing at? Another ship? It makes no sense. Anyway, you have to destroy these 3 laser ports in order to continue. Oh, get down there. Jeez, that was close. I got greedy there. Can't get too greedy. Now, that's not the only death trap in this level. There's going to be another one that's a bit more prolonged. Sorry, pardon me. Sorry. Didn't mean to disturb your rest. Or did I? The stage is on the short side, but you also got the death traps that you have to take into account. It's really nothing too bad. It's not a marathon level like the last stage of Rocket Knight Adventures 2. Or goddamn Sandopolis Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Oh boy, that stage. And here's instant death obstacle number 2. The submarine is compromised. Each compartment is sinking into the ocean, and you have a limited amount of time to get out of that compartment before a door closes and you drown. Managed to get away from that situation, but it's a bit of a trial and error, die to learn type of scenario, so you may have to lose a couple of lives just to learn where to go. I want to see what's in this corner. Get up there, Sparkster. Get up there, my man. There we go. Oh, there's nothing even here. Why does this hallway even exist? Wasting my damn time here, game. Anyway, let's get to the boss, which is actually on the left of this screen, which is weird. Oh god, planes. And here's the boss of the stage. It's a bunch of turrets. Or is it? Of course not. There's always more to these bosses, which are just stationary. As it turns out, the turrets are a part of this greater machine, which is manned by a wolf guy. Animal Kingdom strikes again. Anyway, what you have to do is destroy the turrets, and that's when, I forgot this dude's name, but he'll become more active and start to use his arms for combat. And he does not do a good job of using his arms for combat. But then again, I'm just tanking through everything. This boss has to be the easiest in the whole entire game. I'm not even kidding. He doesn't really do that much to attack. He just lumbers around like an idiot. Though I will give the boss fight this. Death animation is super satisfying. Yep, I just killed a man. Wolfman, that is. I killed a wolfman. Now, where do our adventures take us next? Maybe an island? A beach? Oh, it's a desert. Oh. How does that make sense? Sparkster was in the middle of an ocean a second ago. Ah, that doesn't matter. None of these games actually make sense anyway. Now, the desert slows down dramatically, but it's also one of the more mazy stages in the game. And I don't even count this as a maze, it's more so of a weird puzzle gimmick. There are going to be several doors that will shift the hallways, and only one hall is going to be the true way out. Some rooms will have gimmicks like alter controls, kind of like the room I'm in. Up is down, down is up. This is weird. Others will have bosses, and some will even have traps. The controls are fucking me up here. There we go. You got a fruit out of... and a trap. Of course. The hallway patterns are not that convoluted. In fact, they're pretty easy to figure out. And I'm back here. Whoops. Need to fix the hallways again because this is a two-step process. Gotta fix one side of the hallway and then fix the other. There we go. Now it's time we ditch this Cave of Wonders. But first, we got a mini-boss. Of course. This spider makes a lazy attempt to make a beeline towards Sparkster. As you can see, this thing is slow. But looks can be deceiving as he has a second form. And the second form is... well, the second form is no better, but he's a lot quicker at least. The thing waves his hands in the air like he just doesn't care. But, unfortunately, you need to care if you want to win this fight. And this boss is a joke, from start to finish. Desert stages. Why does it have to be the desert? You want to destroy these guns that are holding the platform up, but you also want to be careful not to get crushed by the platform on its way down. That has happened to me on a test playthrough and I was pissed. I was super pissed. The spikes won't kill you in one hit though, so that's good. You may be wondering, how come this princess keeps getting kidnapped in every game? What is she, Peach? Well, the thing is, it's not even the same princess. It's 3 different princesses in each game. Just like how there are 3 different factions and villains in each game, there are 3 different princesses. In the first game, the princess's name was Cherry, I believe. And the second game it was... no, the first game was Sherry, with an S. The second game was Cherry, which is Sherry's cousin from the first game. And in the third game, this one, it is Flora. Which means Rocket Knight is also in a completely different kingdom, which is also explained in the manual. Technically, Sparkster on the Super Nintendo is a standalone story, has no real connection to Rocket Knight or Rocket Knight 2 in terms of characters, well, except for Axel Gear, of course, and Sparkster, but that's about it. You could potentially call this an Elseworld story if this were DC Comics, but this is not DC Comics. Anyway, here's the boss. It's a giant sandworm. This thing is gonna fly all over the place, and he also has dragon breath. So what you want to do is dash at it from afar. You want to be careful at how you dash at this creature, because even though the hitbox is large, it's pretty much the whole body. You can still land inside the body itself as non-dashing Sparkster and hurt yourself. Same goes for the breath attack, which is larger than it looks. So I'm playing the game of keep away for this one. Yay! Time for the next level, which is a bit of an odd one. If you like music-themed stages like Planet Sonata from Ristar or Sonic Advance 2's Music Plant, then you're in luck. We are in a... somewhere, I don't know. I'm not even sure if this is the same world anymore. Somehow we just have musical instruments that take up the whole entire city. When did this game come out? Okay, when did Ristar come out? Holy shit. Anyway, I was talked over that boss, but he really did nothing but play the piano. I was just in his way. The stage can be a bit of a nuisance because the enemies and also the trap placement is kind of ridiculous here, but we're also rapidly approaching the final stages, so I guess the difficulty spike makes sense. But some of these enemies are just flat out ridiculous. And you also got a pretty rude boss fight with Axel Gear. He is one of the tougher bosses in this game. The thing about Axel Gear and why he has such a hate boner for Sparkster is because he is jealous of Sparkster. If you read the instruction manual for the first game, it states that Sparkster was promoted to the leader of the Rocket Knights. At a fairly young age too, he's still like a kid. That did not go over well with Axel, which you would think he would just quit, right? Well, one hell of a way to quit. He just flat out murders their master. Yeah, I know, Sparkster's sad about that. Look at that face. That's the face of a masterless son. So from then on, Axel was exiled and he became a mercenary. And look where that got him today. Instead of doing good, he decided to do bad because he's jelly. He's a jelly boy. That's the deep lore that's not mentioned in the game itself, but in manuals and online material. You see what Rocket Knight needed, because freaking everybody else got one. Sonic got one, Earthworm Jim got one, even Bubsy got a couple of episodes. Fucking punk-ass pussycat. What Sparkster needed was an animated series. Nothing too serious. Well, I mean, the backstory I just mentioned was kind of dark and dreadful, but this is for kids! It's a kids game! Everybody loves possums, I think. I guess, I don't know. What are possums even? I've never even seen a possum in my life. Aren't possums from Australia? I do have a friend in Australia, so I have to ask him. I don't think they originated from Australia, though. But getting back to my subject, Rocket Knight the series, starring Sparkster. But if it came out in the 90s, then I don't see more than 2 seasons of this show because, let's face it, if your name is not Batman or Ren and Stimpy or just a Nicktoon or Captain Planet, then you weren't gonna get a 3rd season. Anyway, speak of the murderous devil, here is Axel Gear. He is aggressive on hard mode, which is the difficulty I'm playing just for the good ending. Dude's just flat out all over the place. You hit him, he barely gets knocked back, meanwhile he just flat out bitch slaps you all over the place. It's just a mess. So just like with the sandworm, I try to keep my distance and look for the ample opportunity to strike. Damn. Anyway, stay tuned for the final part where we rescue the princess and beat Axel's ass for the 6th time. Yeah! I have to say yeah at the end of this fanfare every time now.